Don't you have something to tell me?
So it still kicks ass.
Sounds good. That was that Chris.
Still sounds great.
Was that Chris Robinson up there with him?
That was.
Okay.
Okay, so Joe Perry has a band called the Joe Perry Experience, and Chris Robinson is the lead singer of that band. And sometimes they'll do Aerosmith. They'll do some Aerosmith songs. And I'm not sure, Steven Tyler, I'm not sure if he was just happened to be there or if that's going to be a thing. Because I'm not sure if Steven Tyler is well enough to be able to travel. So I think there might be some health issues with Steven Tyler. And that's why Joe Perry kind of did the Joe Perry Experience, and then they'll probably have Steven Tyler come with them sometimes when he can.
That's cool.
I'm not 100% sure, you know?
Yeah, Steven Tyler, he's had a hard life. Lots of drugs.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But, it's a grandfather and stuff because he was saying his grandkids were in the, and I cut it out. I just did the music part. And he was saying his grandkids were in the crowd and everything else. So
He can still sing, though. That's for sure. He was at the Ozzy's last concert, the big one they had earlier this year. And he sounded great. What's up, Doc?
What's up, Doc? Yeah, he still got the voice. He hasn't lost the voice, really.
Which is
he
amazing.
Never really had a high voice anyway, but
it's amazing he can still sing after all the drugs and boozing.
Yeah.
I mean, usually that'll deteriorate your voice, but he got lucky.
Well, supposedly, didn't they have a come to Jesus moment where they kind of stopped doing all the partying? Because when early in their career, that's all they did.
Yeah, they were called the Toxic Twins. That was their nickname for Joe Perry and Steven Tyler. And then they wanted
Toxic Twins.
Yeah, their history is interesting. I mean, they hated each other for a while, and then didn't. Then they hated each other again, didn't. I don't know. I think Steven Tyler looks like he probably would be annoying to be around nonstop. Something about him.
It's hard to say.
Well, Joe Perry
can't deny that Steven Tyler is charismatic as hell.
He's a great front man.
Yeah.
That's for sure. And he invented rap music like we just saw with that song. So who knew?
Who knew? The question I have is, okay, so you being a musician and you've been, in your band and you've worked with different people. Is it almost like a marriage and just people get tired of each other? Or is it sort of like, does it always have to do with the women or the song's choices? Or like, usually what's the dynamic with why bands just get sick of each other after a while?
Well, I think that, I gigged out, but I only gigged out in cover bands for fun.
Okay.
But my band that does originals, it's not like we went on tour or anything. I think that's the problem, is if you're stuck together for months on end.
So it's a marriage and you get sick of each other.
You get sick of each other. But in terms of like my band, we were all great friends and there was never any strife because we were just having fun in the studio writing stuff. There was no pressure.
Okay. Yeah.
But no, there's some people that I played with that I'm like, geez, if I was on a bus with this guy for more than 3 days, I'd probably strangle him. But studio's at my house and I could just throw him out when I want to. So it's easy.
Like, bye.
Yeah, well, time to go.
And do you think there's any pressure from the record company or for the management company for developing hit song?
Oh, sure. There's lots of stories about, management. The label will come to the songwriters like Joe Perry and Steven Tyler and go, hey, we need a hit. Write us a hit.
And there's stress that's with that where they're trying to come up with something and then they're trying to force each other's ideas in like, oh, no, I think this will be a hit. No, I think this will be a hit.
Yep. And there's the never ending cycle of, you basically go in debt with the record company to make the album.
Okay.
Because they got to front you the money for the studio time, any session musicians and stuff. Then you have to go tour to get your money back, pay back the record company, and hope to come out ahead. And then you make another album and go back down, and then you go on tour and go back up. And it's until like Aerosmith, no problem. They've got tons of money, but
yeah,
for struggling bands like Rush, when they first came out, they're like, we came out with 2112. You would think we would be rich. How popular it is? He goes, we were broke because they were in too deep with the record company.
Oh, I can imagine that, and that happens too. Like, when I worked on Celebrity Rehab, I worked with one of the people that was in rehab was Rodney King, and he was like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. As he was super nice guy, but you could tell when he had toxic stuff in his body, he was a different person, and he recognized that. But then he was talking about where the lawyers fronted him a bunch of money. It's like, Rodney, like, how much you need to survive, man? You want to get a new car? Do you want to get a house? Like how much you need? And it's like, we'll break you off. And then they break him off something. And then all of a sudden the settlement or whatever comes through and he ain't got no more money because they fronted him all this stuff. And he was saying that he didn't realize that. And then, because he only got like $1 million for a settlement, he didn't get anything more than that, and it was already pretty much gone by the time that the settlement even actually came through. So, do you think there's some stress band wise with the same thing as you're fronting all this money, and then if it doesn't do what you think it should do, then you're losing money and not making money.
Yeah, I think they also sometimes bands get delusions of grandeur that they're entitled to lots of money because they're rock stars.
Yeah.
So they go out and they try to emulate the rock star lifestyle, not realizing they don't have the money to back it up. And lots of bands, like Yes, for instance, they had a problem because one of the band members, the singer, like spent like all the money, and that'll cause lots of strife. You know, whenever there's money involved, it can cause problems. Fortunately, my band never made a dime, so didn't have to worry about that.
I mean, and we don't really talk about comic books that much, but we know some people that are in the comic book sphere, and every time money is involved, they're bickering at each other and complaining and bitching and moaning at each other. So yeah, I can, and they're dealing with thousands of dollars. Could you imagine if it was millions of dollars?
Yeah, I mean, even little bands like mine that don't sell anything, me and the other main guy in the band just came to an agreement before we started writing that everything, we get credit on everything, both of us, even if one of us had nothing to do with it. It was, you still get credit for it, just to make it, just in case. This was 20 years ago. In case we made some money, we'd have the agreement to, set. So
I mean, it's the best way to do it, especially if both people are putting sweat equity in it. And one person's doing everything and the other person's standing there doing nothing, and that's a different story. But
our agreement is even if one person stands there and does nothing, they still get half the credit.
Oh, so, okay.
But that never happens. So.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so Doc said that he worked security at a concert with Steven Tyler, was in front of the thrust that went into the crowd. Always watched the moves. Always, if he got too close, as I didn't want to get hepatitis.
Wow. Otherwise, it was great.
An awesome show.
Other than the Hep C, it was awesome.
Yeah, you just had to avoid the Hep. Other than that, I don't know if you, Doc. I don't know if you watched last stream. We're officially, this is our last day at noon. We're moving to 7 p.m. on Sundays. I was looking at the analytics, and it looks like that a lot of people are watching the show later. And it's like, okay, I think we need to move it back a little bit and see if we can get more people watching live, because it just seemed like there was a lot of people checking it out like after the fact,
Yep, makes sense to me. And then also as a minor issue, I wanted to catch my Commanders games during the day. So
also the football,
the sports ball. I am a sports ball fan.
Well, I mean, 12 noon is a good move because nobody else is doing it, so it's like, okay, there's an opportunity for us. But it's just like when I'm looking at the numbers and it's like, why ain't I see the opportunity, but people are still not making an effort at noon on a Sunday.
Well, maybe that's what we were talking. I'm like, well, maybe there's a reason nobody streams live at noon on Sundays, and I think we found out why.
Well, I mean, I gotta try to fit in where I can get in. You know
No,
what I mean?
I got you. No, it's a free for all now. We all used to be one little group, and we try to.
It's gonna work, but I gotta fit in where I can get in.
Remember, we were all worried about, let's not stream against this person. Now we're like, fuck it.
Yeah,
everybody stream whenever.
And our show is different than everybody else's. So if they view it as competition, that's on them, because they don't talk about what we talk about. You know what I mean? So
no. We're a different show.
We're a different kind of show.
Yeah, Doc, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm looking at the numbers, but I also was like, well, nobody else is doing it, so maybe we can get a niche or a niche or whatever however you want to pronounce it.
A niche.
A niche. A niche. Is it French?
Fragile.